Hey everyone, welcome back to Unicorn Dust Designs. I am back and with a new video. So let's go ahead and jump right into it.
For this entire video, y'all, we are literally digging in my stash. These are items that I've started or brought into the basement thinking I was going to DIY them and then never did DIY them. So this, I believe, was a Hobby Lobby sign. I primed it with gray spray paint, and now I'm taking Apothecary, and I'm going to take my little dipper DIY brush. Y'all, I'm just not used to using fancy things. I am so used to my chip brushes that I forget all about my nice brushes. So I'm trying to be more conscious of that and use them. So I am going to take Apothecary and I'm going to paint the sides, the top, and then the little lip on the back of it as well. I'm going to do 2 full coats of this. I'm going to take another sign as well. This one I did on a live. I tried to paint inlay. It just did not work out. So we are painting over this one. I'm using White Swan. Again, I'm going to do 2 coats of this, painting on the front, the sides, and then I try to get down into those little slats as well. I'm going to be using the Birds and Bees stamp. Don't kill me, you guys. I do not have these in stock, but I am ordering next Wednesday. So please wait for your girl, okay? I am restocking and there will be some other goodies. So I am going to lay out my stamps first. I love to see my placement before I commit. I'm using my IOD's black permanent ink. And then the little sheet I'm using is actually the Dollar Tree cutting mats that I cut up into smaller blocks, just for a little bit more ease in using the stamps. And again, you can see I like to lay them out. Then I pick it up with that little cutting mat sheet, press on my ink, and then I'm going to flip that on over. I'm going to hold it down with one hand, take my fingers with the other hand, and I'm really pushing that down to ensure that I get all of the beautiful details in this stamp, which fire. All right, so I couldn't leave it blank. So I'm going to take this stamp. It's from the Antiquity stamp. And I am going to, I just want the wording on this. So I'm taking a baby wipe and I'm going to clean off all of the little filigree part of it, or at least I thought I cleaned it all off. And I'm going to use this stamp on the bottom of my sign. Do I know what this says? No. Usually I look it up beforehand, but I did not here, but it still looks pretty. Now there was some leftover ink. Yep, see that? So I just took my baby wipe. I tried to clean that up as much as I could without wiping off my paint because I didn't seal it first. And then, of course, I needed something up top, so I'm going to use that butterfly stamp. And I'm not done. I'm extra like guacamole, y'all. You know this. So I am taking that bird stamp that's on the branch and I am just putting ink on the little leaf part and going around the frame and just put, I like detail. I think details, it's the little things that, just add that special touch. And I'm going to take this second one. I know it's a little repetitive, but I just wanted to kind of show you my process. I'm going to take, this is also from the Birds and Bees stamp, and press that down. It actually still looked good even though there were slats in this piece of wood. And this piece of, not wood, MDF is from Dollar Tree. I'm going to lift that up and then I'm going to use one of the bees from this same stamp set. And then I'm going to dip into the Antiquities stamps. This stamp set could be used for so many things, almost like crockery. They're nice and small, so you can use them on so much. But I decided to go with this round piece. I felt like it almost looked like one of those old wax stamps. Now I did move this around a little bit, so it kind of looks a little blurry, but nonetheless, they turned out great. I did wax both of these with clear wax. I just didn't show that. And I love how stamps are just such a very easy but upscale way of turning thrifted decor, Dollar Tree decor into beautiful home decor. And I love how these turned out. They looked way better than they did before. and they were very easy to do. Now, do you guys remember this bowl? I did this for a dupe video. Now, to me, the whitewash was not my jam. I felt like it looked so unfinished, so I never put it up for sale, never brought it to the booth. Excuse me. What we're going to use today is Americana by the DIY Cottage Colors. Now, these have built-in sealers, and it was fabulous to use on this piece. I'm using my Feather DIY brush. This has a built-in sealer. So not only was it like so smooth and easy to put on, I only needed one coat of it. And this will actually, so DIY Cottage Colors actually dry down just a little darker, which is the opposite of DIY paints, which dry down lighter. So I dried that, and then I'm going to do the inside as well. And you guys, this paint makes it so easy because like you're taking out a full step. It has tons of coverage and the colors are beautiful. Now that it is dry, you guys do not kill me. Okay. I do not have this transfer in stock. I have tried ordering this twice from the warehouse and they have been sold out every time. So hopefully next week when I go to order, I can order this. They are beautiful watercolor florals. There's sunflowers in this pack, lavender. I mean, it is just like the go-to transfer book. So I hope I get my hands on it for y'all. So I am going to layer a bunch of these pieces on top of each other. Just like I do with the stamps, I like to kind of lay them out beforehand, or I will take them off of that white backing and kind of like lay them over, trying to find my spot. And once I'm ready, I'll push that on down. They have a little tack to them, and then take the little plastic thingy that they come with, push that down, scrape it down very well. And these transfers clung to this paint so well. It was very effortless with this. So I'm going to cut out some other pieces. I'm going to burnish as I go. And you'll see I added a couple more here, just layering. This is where you're going to play around, you guys. Have fun with it. Make it your own. There's no right or wrong way of doing this. It is just all your preference and being artistic and creative. So after I'm done, I do seal the transfer. I'm going to buff some clear wax over it. The paint, that has like a top coat already built in, so I don't have to worry about that. But you still do have to seal that transfer. So that is why I'm taking that clear wax. And let me tell y'all, this looks so much better than that whitewash color that was on here before. This wood bowl is so heavy and so big. It is going to look beautiful in anyone's decor. All of these items will be available on my website, and that link is down in the description box for you guys.
Hey you guys, just checking in on you. As most of you know, I am filtering through my hoard that's in my craft space. So a lot of these items I'm taking are things that have been sitting around, floating around forever, that I am determined to get out of my space. And then after I filter through this stuff, we'll have to go through this stuff in the garage, but that's a whole nother story, okay? So I hope you guys are enjoying the content. I hope you guys are getting inspired. All the links for the products that I use are linked to YouTube, and you could also check out my online shop down in the description box. And y'all know the drill. If you're digging me, if you're digging the DIYs, if you are digging this channel, then please like, comment, and subscribe. All right, guys, let's go ahead and finish up this video.
Here's a piece that I actually upcycled for Christmas. I never ended up putting it in my booth or or my website. So we're going to flip this. I'm going to take Little Black Dress and I'm going to take some salt wash. I felt like the molds that I had put on here weren't like Christmas specific. But I did put glitter on those molds. So that is why at first I decided to go with the salt wash texture so that I could hide that glitter, because it would have shown through on like a smooth paint job. So I'm taking one of my cheap chippy brushes and we are going to stipple that salt wash mixture onto this planter. Your salt wash is going to add a ton of texture. However much you put in there is how thick it's going to be. All of those little ridges that I'm creating when I stipple on, those are going to dry rock hard and give you just so much depth. I'm going to do this all the way around my planter. Once it is dry, look at that. You see that textured? It is yummy. All right, now we're gonna take this old apothecary. You guys, I've had this for probably 2 years. There's clay chunks in there. Ooh, so good. And I'm gonna take this DIY paint frosting. I have a few of them on my website. I didn't overorder because I didn't know if you guys would buy it or not. So this is going to help thicken that other remaining paint that's in there. It's gonna help thicken that paint. So I'm going to take about 5 drops of this. You guys, if you're using like a fresh container of paint, pour it in a separate bowl and then pour your frosting in there. Let it set for about 10-15 minutes and you'll see your paint thicken up like a milkshake almost. So once I got the texture I wanted, I'm going to take one of these spatulas. They come in like a 3-pack at Dollar Tree. And I'm going to spread that over the black salt wash. Now I am getting those clay chunks in there as well. I want this to look weathered, like there's tons of layers on there. You can see like the clay chunk right there. I'm kind of just like breaking it up and I am pushing it in there super hard. But like I want the layers. I want it to look bumpy and chippy and all that goodness. But this is where you guys just have to have fun with it. You just got to let it go. Let it go. No, we won't do that. But I'm going to slow it down right here so you can see. You see the clay chunks there? All I'm doing is getting that and I'm pushing down really hard. You're not going to hurt the salt wash. Salt wash ain't going nowhere. So push down on that hard clay and it's going to create so much more layers for you. And the frosting is creating a thicker paint base as well. Once that's all dry, I'm going to take White Swan and put a coat. Now I've been watching a lot of Debbie's Design Diary and she does a lot of furniture. She has been doing a technique which she learned from someone else and I really want to try it. However, I couldn't commit to trying it on a piece of furniture first, so we're going to try it on a smaller piece like this. So she does those steps that I just did. I don't think she doesn't use salt wash though. And then while the paint is wet, she goes over and we're going to spritz it. Then I'm taking a paper towel. She uses a more like textured actual like towel. And I am patting the I guess the white off. As I was going through the process though, I learned that like if I kind of twisted the paper towel as I was like dabbing, I would get a little bit more texture and it looked a little bit more like a natural worn effect. I hope y'all are picking up what I'm putting down. But this turned out so good. I cannot wait to try this on a piece of furniture because the amount of layers that you see in it, it just like blows me away. But we ain't done. We're never done here because I like to add too much stuff to my pieces. So I'm going to take my typesetting stamp. I do have this one in stock. And I'm going to lay this out first. You guys, lay your stamps out first. I cannot stress that enough because if I wouldn't have, I swear everything I wanted to put on here did not fit at all. So I could only imagine if I would have just went for it and then there was like Bloom HER. Yeah, no, wouldn't work. So I'm going to take my stamp mount and I decided to go with like Bloom Co. And I'm taking my black ink and I'm kind of putting it on heavy because we have a lot of texture here. And when I put my stamp on, I'm going to press hard, you guys. And I'm doing this because of all that texture. I want that ink to get inside all of those little like bumps and grooves. You can go light with it. It's up to you. I'm going to complete the OO right there. And then I'm going to take my sanding block and sand that down. I want to keep with the distressed here. And that made it look like even yummier, you guys. I did clear this with my DIY clear wax. And look how delicious this is. Look at all of the layers on there. That black, the apothecary, the like chunkiness of the paint. You can see where those tough like clay pieces were and where I sanded over them. I cannot wait to try this on a piece of furniture. This might not be everybody's style, but I love it. Now, this last piece, you guys. So this lunchbox has probably been sitting in the basement since Christmas. It was one of those things I thought I was going to DIY, didn't DIY. Sorry, that's Hank. He just acts like he's so tired and exhausted from his hard day. So I wanted to use like a bunch of scrap pieces of like my florals. So, your girl starts rubbing down, and do they stick? No, they do not. So then I was like, okay, we're going to apply Big Top, and this will give something for my transfers to stick to. So I cleared the entire thing with Big Top, and then your girl tries again because I'm not a quitter. Okay. I keep going. And guess what, you guys? It doesn't stick again. So then, I was like, I'm not giving up. So I decided to paint the entire thing with Little Black Dress. And if you're like, girl, why are you painting black over black? I had a vision, okay? And my vision was using a black lunch pail. So I painted it with Little Black Dress. And then I tried putting the transfer on again, you guys, and surprise, surprise, it didn't stick. Sometimes it just happens. I don't know. Most of the time it works. But instead, I decided, you know what? I'm going to like chill out here, and I'm going to get a little artistic. So in order to do that, because I'm not naturally artistic, I am taking the white mixing ink, obviously a stamp pad. I'm going to take my stamps, I'm going to ink those up with the white ink, and then I'm going to lay this down. This is going to give me a guideline, okay, as to where I'm going to paint. You can see I did a little sample one on the right side just to see if I was able to do this. And I'm going to layer those stamps on top of each other, the leaf, the floral, all of it. And you guys, this would be so much fun to like do on signs and different things, even if you pre-stamped it and then allowed your kids to paint them and stuff. This is just such a fun way of being artistic if you can't draw, So I'm going to use Salty Kiss for all the greenery parts. And you can see all I'm doing is painting in the lines, basically, paint by number over here. And I am going to fill that in. Salty Kiss is like a bright green grass color, and it might not be everybody's jam, but it also mixes very well with other colors. So definitely add it to your stash if you don't have it already. I'm going to go up to our flower, and I am going to paint this with Kissing Booth. Now, y'all probably think it looks crazy, but you saw the other side. You got to trust the process, okay? So I actually used, except for this big floral part, the same paintbrush throughout this entire thing. I just rinsed it off and then dipped back in. Now, you take your stamp again, put black ink on. You guys remember I did this for fall? And then you get all of those details back. Now, if you are a creative soul and you know how to, shadow and blend, you go for it. That is not me. So I added some butterflies to this as well. I used Firestarter Liquid Sunshine, and for their little bodies, I used Weathered Wood. And again, we're just going to take that stamp, ink it up with our black ink, and then I overlap it onto our butterfly, and then you get all of those details back again without having to know how to draw. So this is definitely not doing it justice, the Big Top. I wish I would have just used clear wax because I did like the matte finish on it better. But this was just a fun way of upcycling something old, just kind of letting go, being artistic, like having some freedom with colors. And it was just like a nice kind of pause moment. So I hope you guys got inspired by this video and you enjoyed it. I am so happy to be back and feeling well. I appreciate all of you that stop here and take the time to watch my videos and spend time with me.
Hi, my friends. It's been a while, I know. I thought I would save it for the end to update you guys on what's been going on. So, you guys, Miss Montgomery keeps getting sick. Everybody tells me it's completely normal for the first year of daycare, but I mean, a mama's heart. Like, I mean, I'm just like, can she catch a break? And then when she's not feeling good, she doesn't sleep throughout the night, which means I don't sleep throughout the night. So it's been a lot. Everly had the flu. And then my dad came into town and then he ended up getting sick. I thought I was sick, but it ended up being a sinus infection. So I'm on antibiotics now, and now I could actually like film because the lighting and everything was just so intense for me that I could not be down here filming. Like, it was miserable. So I did put out a couple of videos that had older content, but I am feeling so much better. We also had like a little pregnancy scare, but I went into the doctors and everything was absolutely fine. I think I am just on like this kind of level, talking about like helicopter mom, but like in pregnancy because of the previous miscarriage. So I feel like I'm on high alert for everything. And like I told you guys, I'm like really trying to listen to my body. And if something ain't normal, I'm like calling right away. So, but everything is fine. The baby's fine. My body's fine. We have a big bump now. I am not, I mean, she is not huge by any means, but I mean, definitely bigger than the last time you saw me, right? I am now 5 months pregnant. Baby is moving. I can definitely feel him or her. We're just going to call this baby Veltri because we are not finding out the gender of the baby. And then we're not sharing names just like we did with Montgomery. So yeah, everything is good. I'm hoping I can now start putting out content consistently. But as I keep on saying, as you all know, some of you might be new, but mom and family are always my first priority. So if one of my kids are sick or something like that, then that's going to take priority over filming, packing, I mean, anything. So I appreciate all of you guys that understand, that have stayed with me and support me. You guys are absolutely amazing. All of the online purchases, those help so very much. So thank you so much for those of you that shop the website. And yeah, thank you guys. I hope you have a good day, and I'll be back on Tuesday with actually Try It Tuesday, I believe. I can't believe it's already the end of February, you guys. And it's going to be a furniture piece, but it's going to be super fun. So hopefully you guys get inspired. All right, bye, you guys.